back. We are speaking with the management of Indo Count, and the management is ready with us. They're joining us from the sidelines of the IDBI Small and Mid Cap Conference, which is underway right now in Mumbai. Mr. K.K. Lalpuria is Executive Director of the company. Indo Count, of course, is a home textiles company which derives most of its revenues from overseas. Thank you very much, Mr. Lalpuria. I appreciate you joining in. You know, this question I'm sure you've got quite a bit. We'll get into your business in terms of how operationally it's doing. But US is a big source of revenues for you. Walmart, for example, is a big client. Other retailers there as well. Are you getting this question at the conference? What could potentially the impact be if there are some tax rule changes, etc., which are made in the US now? Potential. I mean, of course, this is in the future, but are you getting that question?
We do questions, but it's too early to speculate, Trump being a businessman, I feel it would stand positively for India and for Indian businesses, because India is in a very good position and India is very competitive in textiles, and it has proved itself to be a very credible and reliable supplier over all these years. So we feel quite confident that we are very well established in the US businesses, serving them well. So we would be considered very positively going forward.
Sir, you had guided earlier that you'll be, for FY17, you'll be growing at about, I think, 12 to 13 odd %. But I was just looking into your 9-month revenue run rate, which is not keeping pace with this. Are you looking at revising lower your guidance?
Actually, this year was a year for consolidation for us, and our conscious effort was to, build up our business going forward in the 3 new categories. And, that the management was entirely like utilizing its resources and times into building up these businesses, new businesses, the back-end setup of the capacities expansion, the showroom setup, new showroom setup in New York, the brand building. We built up 6 brand portfolios. We launched the domestic brand. We launched the fashion bedding and utility bedding in new stores. So all this were done during this year, and which we did consciously to build up, to take a quantum jump in the future. And secondly, you see, we had a small hiccup, like the summer got extended in the US. So we lost almost 1.5 to 2 months of sales, and the projections were revised, and that's the reason we see some downturn in our numbers. But we are quite confident that going forward, we will improve these numbers.
There was a fair bit of talk last year that there is a big opportunity in the institutional utility bedding segment. China is the dominant player, one understands, in that segment, almost has about 80% of the overall market. You, I think, had gone on record to say that you would like to increase Indo Count's share there. Could you talk about that segment? What has happened? What are the dynamics? How is profitability in the segment compared to, the home furnishings business, the home textiles business?
Earlier we were focusing on the sheet set business. 1.5 years back we came into fashion bedding, utility and institutional bedding. As a company, we are trying to remain focused into the bed linen segment of the home textile market. And like China dominates these three businesses currently. It has a 85% market share, and what we see that because of the cost which is going up in China, because of their home consumption improving, their focus is now more on to their domestic businesses for the Chinese companies rather than exports. So we see that this is an opportunity for Indian companies, and also the cotton consumption in bedding is moving up slowly, apart from the synthetic and the blend. So that is also an opportunity for India, and Indo Count has taken a big step moving ahead in these 3 new categories. And we are glad to inform, that we have been accepted very well in the market. We had launched 6 new brands which are accepted in the premium segment. And slowly we would see that we at Indo Count and the other Indian peers also gaining ground in this, new businesses. So we feel quite confident about, gaining market share in these 3 new businesses going forward.
All right, Mr. Lalpuria, we'll leave it at that.